You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through your phone just endlessly, and you realize you stopped having fun a long time ago. You're not alone in this. Our world has become this constant stream of dings, pings, and videos that just start playing, all perfectly designed to grab our attention and not let go. So let's just dive right into this. Let's really try to understand the powerful brain chemistry that keeps us so completely hooked.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? It's that bizarre feeling of being compelled to do something without actually getting any pleasure from it. You want to put your phone down, you know you should, but your thumb just keeps moving. And the answer here, it's not about a lack of willpower. It's about a chemical puppeteer that's pulling all the strings inside your brain.
So to really get what's going on, we have to see our modern environment for what it's become. It's basically a mind trap, one that's been perfectly engineered to exploit our ancient, hardwired biology. Seriously, think about it for a second. Every autoplay video, every little red notification badge, every single infinite scroll feed, these aren't just happy accidents. No way. They are meticulously crafted features designed by some of the smartest people on the planet specifically to trigger a response deep, deep inside your brain. Okay, now this is probably the single most important idea we're going to talk about. If you remember one thing, make it this. We've all learned dopamine called the pleasure molecule, but that's just not quite right. It's a big misunderstanding. The key, the absolute crucial point, is that dopamine isn't the pleasure of the reward itself. It's the intense anticipation of getting that reward. It's the molecule of more. So let's pop the hood and take a look inside. Let's actually explore how this incredible desire engine works and how it really drives almost everything we do, every single day. See, deep inside your brain, there's this tiny little area called the VTA, and it's basically on duty 24/7, constantly scanning your environment for potential rewards. When it spots something good, it shoots out a hit of dopamine, which sends this powerful message to the rest of your brain that says, hey, go get that. That thing is important for survival. Its whole job is to make you seek, to explore, to want. And this is where we run into a huge problem, a critical mismatch. For pretty much all of human history, our dopamine system was brilliant. It pushed us to find food, water, a mate, things we needed to survive. But now, that same ancient brain is living in a digital world where the rewards it's chasing are things like likes, notifications, and achievements in a video game. The thing is, our ancient desire engine just wasn't built for the world we live in today. And now it's being constantly hijacked by something neuroscientists have a great name for: superstimuli. So what are they? Well, you know them well. It's things like junk food, social media, video games, pornography. They're called supernormal because they release dopamine at a level and with a speed that nothing in the natural world could ever compete with. Finding a ripe berry in the wild, that's a nice little reward, but hitting a jackpot of likes and comments on a post, that's like a fire hose of dopamine pointed straight at your brain. So what do you think happens when your brain is getting blasted by this dopamine fire hose all day, every day? Well, it does what any of us would do. It tries to protect itself. Imagine you're stuck in a room where the music is just painfully, deafeningly loud. What would you do? You'd put in earplugs, right? Your brain does the exact same thing. It gets so overstimulated that it starts to shut down its own dopamine receptors. It puts in earplugs. And that, my friends, is how we build up a tolerance. And this right here, this is the feeling of burnout. With those chemical earplugs in, you suddenly need more and more stimulation just to feel normal. Simple, quiet activities like reading a book or even just going for a walk, they just can't compete anymore. They're too quiet. The world just starts to feel kind of gray and uninteresting. This brings us to exactly why things like social media are so ridiculously addictive. It's all built on a principle called reward prediction error. It works like this. If you expect a reward and you get it, you get a decent little dopamine hit. But if a reward comes as a surprise, whoa, you get a huge spike. And what happens if you expect a reward and get nothing? Your dopamine level crashes way below your baseline, which creates this intense feeling of craving that makes you want to pull the lever just one more time. Sound familiar? That's the infinite scroll in a nutshell. Now, all of this has led to this really popular idea you've probably heard of, the dopamine detox or dopamine fasting. But frankly, the way most people talk about it, it's basically a myth. So, the myth is that you can somehow just empty your brain of dopamine. You absolutely cannot. The reality is that what people are actually doing is a behavioral reset, and it's based on a real therapeutic technique called stimulus control. You're not fasting from a chemical, you're taking a break from impulsive, high-reward behaviors. And trust me, you would not want to get rid of your dopamine. It is absolutely essential for things like motivation, focus, and even just basic physical movement. In fact, a severe lack of dopamine is what causes the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. So the goal here is not elimination, it's regulation. Okay, so how do we do it? How do we regulate it? How do we get our brain to take those earplugs out so we can start enjoying normal life again? Well, the answer is actually a pretty simple 24-hour reset protocol. It's just 4 simple steps. Number 1, you have to identify your specific high dopamine triggers. Is it Instagram, YouTube, junk food? You have to be honest with yourself. 2, abstain from those things completely for a full 24 hours. No cheating. 3, you have to embrace the boredom that's going to follow. It's coming. And 4, just allow your brain's reward pathways to resensitize. And this part is so important. When you start to feel bored during this reset, do not run from it. That feeling is actually a sign that you're healing. It's your brain finally quiet enough to hear itself think, signaling you to go find something interesting in the real, low-stimulation world that's all around you. And what happens after just one day? Honestly, the effects can be pretty profound. Once you've turned down all that background noise, your brain starts to take out its earplugs. And all of a sudden, a good conversation, a book, a walk in the park, they start to feel engaging and satisfying again, because your whole system has returned to its natural, healthy baseline. At the end of the day, this isn't about trying to live some boring life without pleasure or reward. Not at all. It's about taking back control. It's about making a conscious choice to get your dopamine not from cheap, easy digital hits, but from the stuff that actually builds a meaningful life. Mastering a skill, nurturing your relationships, or working towards a goal that truly matters to you. By understanding this desire engine that's inside of you, you get the power back to direct it. You get to decide what's actually worth wanting. So the question isn't what some algorithm wants you to want, but what will you choose to want?